Have you ever thought about or heard the term hospital indemnity plan and wondered what it was? Today, we're going to talk about that. Before we dive too deep, we need to mention that if the word indemnity is in the plans are going to work about the same. So, what indemnity means is that the policy pays the benefit to the client for them to use as they see fit. The plan doesn't pay the doctors, doesn't pay the hospital, doesn't pay a specialist, nothing. The client receives the money and can use it as they want. Now, it's important to note that these plans are not designed to be primary insurance. These are what you would call a supplemental policy or an ancillary policy that is put into place to help cover the fees that a beneficiary's primary insurance may not pick up. We're going to cover a lot of that in this session today. Historically, you place a hospital indemnity policy when you're selling a Medicare Advantage plan. We also have on this sheet that you see here a carrier that is truly an under 65 policy, and that's with the carrier Manhattan. Really, though, in our mind, you can look at two main carriers when you're talking over 65 hospital indemnity. And those carriers are GTL and Medico. Well, now they're called Wellaby. Now, the reason for this is both of these policies have guaranteed issue up to certain ages. GTL will guarantee issue up to age 70, and Medico will guarantee issue all the way up to 79. GTL is our tried and true carrier and probably the one that our agents place the most business with. If you can get them on a GTL plan, I say do it all day long. So let's look at a couple things that stand out about these policies, right? So first, let's look at Wellaby's policy. Specifically, we're going to go to their cancer rider. What's great about the cancer rider is that you can take someone who has been clear of cancer for 1 year and write the policy. So a 1-year look back. That's it. This helps in those situations where a client might say, well, I've had cancer before and I won't qualify. Well, you can combat that by saying, hey, have you been clear for 1 year? If they have, then they'll qualify. So with Wellaby's hospital indemnity policy with a cancer rider, now you've insured your beneficiary for two things instead of just one. It's very affordable to add. And we should say this, it's the only way that this cancer rider is available, and they don't have to answer any questions on the hospital indemnity portion, because remember, they'll guarantee issue this up to age 79. But the client will have to answer a couple questions on the cancer portion. But just keep in mind, the easiest way to remember this is going to be 1 year in the clear. So Wellaby and GTL are pretty much the go-to policies, and you're going to place most of your business with them. However, we also know that sometimes seniors like things to be all with the same carrier. It just makes things easier for them. So you'll see Aetna on this list. And we know that Aetna Medicare Advantage is a top MA plan across the nation. So if you place a client, let's say, on a Medicare Advantage plan with Aetna, and then you add a Aetna hospital indemnity policy, it could put the client at ease to have everything with one carrier, and it may make for an easier sale. Quick note, however, while it is the same carrier, it will be billed differently. Hospital indemnity policies are great, and they're designed to supplement a Medicare Advantage policy. So let's look at a couple of things that might be of interest to some of your clients. We've already talked about the issue age and a guaranteed issue for the two carriers. We've talked about cancer riders, so let's look at a couple more. Some things that may be of benefit are, one could be emergency room and urgent care benefits. But Brandon, aren't these the same things? Well, the fact that these carriers place them on separate line items tells me that they're not. And in reality, urgent care and emergency room, while we do use them interchangeably as terms, the actual places are different. An emergency room is in a hospital, and urgent care is usually a freestanding facility. So let's take a look at GTL. Their emergency room benefit is $150 and there's no stay required, but they do not have an urgent care benefit. Wellaby has a $150 ER benefit, 4-day limit per year, and a rider for urgent care of $50 up to 4 calendar days per year, something that you may want to look into. Another benefit is the ambulance benefit. Now, this may be especially of interest to your rural clients who may have to be airlifted or transferred to a facility. Medevac, airlift, or water transfer to a facility can be costly. We see that Wellaby, GTL, and Manhattan all have ground and air covered. Wellaby also includes $100 per day for lodging and transportation. Now, this will come into play when, let's say, a client is traveling for cancer treatments and they have to go 5 to 6 hours away to a facility. They're not staying in the facility, so they'll have to get a hotel. They'll have to pay for meals. They'll have to pay for gas to get there, back and forth. So the transportation and lodging benefit does come into play where that can help pay for some of that. All of these plans can be tailored except for Manhattan, and Manhattan has 4 different plans in which to choose. With this knowledge and the 4 carriers that we have here on the screen, there should be something for you to place business with a lot of your clients. Now, there are other hospital indemnity carriers out there, and if none of these 4 fit your style, I encourage you to talk with your sales development manager about some of the other carriers that are out there. The rates on these are super affordable for the over 65 plans. Wellaby even has a household discount if a client lives with anyone over the age of 18. It should be noted that these premiums are shown as base premiums and will go up as you add additional riders, and they may vary in your state. Now, these plans are guaranteed renewable at the rate in which they're purchased for as long as the beneficiary pays their premiums. We hope this information helped. Look forward to seeing you on other sessions of our ancillary training series.